Hey everybody, how's it going? It's a Daily Shooter, and today we're going to be taking a look at the WOWTAC A3S. If you remember, we took a look at the WOWTAC A3 only about a month or so ago. Great flashlight, pretty much identical to this one. The only real major difference is that this is almost double the lumen output. So this one is much, much brighter, and for only $10 more. You know, that's why I like doing these WOWTAC reviews, is because these really are, I think, probably the highest quality affordable flashlights that you can get on the market today. I think that these just present the best value in a flashlight. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at this one. We'll go over the differences between the two, because one is only $19.99, this one's only $29.99, and again, you get 1,000 lumens out of this flashlight right here. Now, what makes the WOWTAC A3 and A3S a little bit more unique than just your standard everyday flashlight is the fact that they are zoomable. All you have to do is grab the bezel, move the bezel either away from the body of the flashlight or towards the body of the flashlight, and you can focus in a very nice tight beam of light with almost zero flood. Or you can go ahead and you can move it and get pretty much all flood with very, very little hotspot. So it's really neat the way that it works. And when you adjust it, you get a nice big flood, which kind of takes up this area that's a little bit closer to you. And if you want to be able to see something a little bit more specific that's much further out, you can go ahead and zoom that in and you get a nice bright hotspot that really does kind of reach out there. It's got a pretty good beam distance. Like 277 meters is what you're able to get out of this really small flashlight that's not much bigger in your hand. Now, I know I mentioned this in pretty much every WOWTAC review that I do, but this is one of the things that I think makes this flashlight such a high value, and that's that it comes with a rechargeable 18650. And not just an 18650 that you can recharge with a separate charger or something like that. This is an 18650 that you can actually recharge directly through the battery. It actually comes with a little micro USB cable, and all you have to do is plug it in your computer, plug it into any USB outlet that's in your house, any USB outlet that you have in your vehicle, and you can charge the battery directly. So you don't need a separate charger. You don't need to spend any extra money. You buy the flashlight, either the A3 for 20 bucks or the A3S for 30, and that's it. You have everything that you need. Now, since the bodies of the A3 and the A3S are both exactly the same, let's go ahead and go over the light output, and we'll do a quick comparison here, because what you're talking about for the A3S is 1,000 lumens on turbo, 400 on high, 126 on medium, low is 27, and then you have a reading mode, which is 16 lumens. That'll run for 5.6 days. So again, 1,000 lumens on turbo and 400 on high. If we go over to the A3, you're looking at a max beam of about 600 lumens, and that's on turbo, and then high is 220. So again, just doing a quick comparison, the high is nearly double. It's 220 versus 400 lumens. And then for the turbo, 600 versus 1,000 lumens. So you're getting a lot more output. I mean, all the way across the board, you're getting a lot more output on the A3S. Now, another thing I want to point out is how efficient the use of light is on these zoomable flashlights. So what we have here on the fence is the zoomable flashlight, the WOWTAC A3S, and you can see that all of the light is directed in one focused area. So it makes a nice straight line as you look up the fence right there. You can see that all of the light is being used. There's really not much spill. But when we put a standard flashlight, this is a non-zoomable flashlight up on the fence, you can see that the light isn't used as efficiently as the zoomable one. So you get a lot of spill, a lot of extra flood. And so it's, I don't know, it's kind of like radiant light, you know, it's kind of ambient light that's off to the side. It's not really usable light, but still you get a much more efficient and focused beam out of the zoomable flashlights. Now, another nice thing about these flashlights is that they're very easy to use. There is no rear tail switch where you would have to click the tail switch and then click the button on the front to go through your modes and then click the rear tail switch again to turn it off. This has one single button. The button has no rubber caps, no rubber covers or anything like that, so it's going to last you forever. It's just that one aluminum button right there. You click that to turn it on, you click it again to turn it off, and it does have a memory. It'll remember the last mode that you were in. And then if you want to go through your modes, you just simply hold that down and it'll cycle through your modes. If you want to go into turbo, you double click it into turbo, double click it again, you go into strobe, and it runs the strobe at 1,000 lumens. So you do get the brightest strobe possible out of that. But again, just simple one button operation. Now, I definitely like this flashlight. I think it's a good flashlight with a good amount of output, and I think it's perfect for just throwing it in your truck, you know, throwing it in your camping gear, knowing that you're going to have a flashlight there when you need it. You know, you get stuck on the side of the road, this thing's going to be there. And if you need to get a quick charge on it, just carry a USB cable with it and plug it into a USB port. I think most of us have one of those just because we have cell phones. So having a USB port around is kind of common these days. So you know that you always have a flashlight with a battery that's going to be usable. It's Type 3 hard anodized coating. You have the aircraft grade aluminum, so you know you have a flashlight that's going to be able to take the abuse and it's going to resist the corrosion. And so throwing it in your camping gear, throw it in your truck, you can always have a flashlight that you're going to be able to have with you. So definitely very cool. You could EDC this. The bezel is a little bit wide for EDC in my case, but still, you could EDC this if you want a zoomable flashlight that you can keep in your pocket. It does come with a pocket clip as well. So there is the WOWTAC A3S and the WOWTAC A3. Thank you all very much for watching. Definitely check the link in the description box to check these flashlights out. You guys have a great day.